John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hey there, this is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. Got almost 30 years of experience in the credit industry. I've spent time at FICO, which is the company behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the 3 generally recognized credit reporting agencies in the United States. So today I'm going to answer a question that I get often regarding balance transfer credit cards. And specifically the question is are they a good idea? Like any credit-related product, there are pros and there are cons. I like balance transfer credit cards, but only if they are used responsibly for the purposes of getting out of debt. A balance transfer card is frankly exactly what it sounds like. It's a credit card that you open and you are able to transfer the credit card balance from other credit cards onto the newly opened card. And the reason you do that, or the incentive for doing it, is you are given a period of time where there is no interest on the amount that you've transferred. So if you transferred a card, or a balance from a card where you were paying 17%, 19%, a pretty common APR for credit cards, onto a newly opened balance transfer card that has a 0% APR for 12 months or 18 months, then obviously you're able to service that debt for free, meaning that you're not paying interest to service that debt. So it's saving you a ton of money every single month in interest for some period of time. That's kind of like what they call the safe harbor period. Now, the goal, obviously, or the reason you do this isn't to just start using the other credit card again and getting back into debt twice over. It's to aggressively attack the balance and get out of the debt. Because this balance transfer card may have language, and you should read this now when you open a balance transfer card. It may have language where you have to pay what's called a retroactive interest, meaning that if you don't have the balance paid in full by the end of the 0 interest grace period, you may have to pay interest retroactive to the date that you opened the card. So you may end up finding yourself paying interest on it anyways, just deferred interest, which isn't as good as no interest. So that's the only downside with respect to these cards, is using them irresponsibly to the point where you're not actually getting out of debt. You've bought some period of time where your debt is free, and if you do something other than aggressively pay down the debt, then really all you're doing is you're delaying the inevitable, which is expensive credit card interest. The way I think you should use a balance transfer card, which I think is a responsible way of using it, is when you open the card, transfer your balances over, leave the existing accounts open, do not close them, leave them open, not to use them, but to still get value of the unused credit limit in your credit score. So if you close those cards, then you lose the value of those credit limits in your credit score. And if you've ever seen any of my videos about revolving utilization or the credit utilization percentage, you know that you want that percentage to be as low as possible. You don't want it to be high. And by leaving those other cards open and unused, you're helping to keep that utilization ratio as low as it possibly can be. And so when you're paying down the debt of the newly opened card, you're also paying down your overall credit card balance, which is also helping to lower that utilization ratio. So the long and short of it is if you use a balance transfer card properly, meaning you take advantage of all of the aspects of the card, not only are you getting out of credit card debt faster, you're getting out of credit card debt cheaper, and you're also helping to improve your credit score at the same time. I mean, it's the trifecta of good stuff as it pertains to credit. Lower cost, getting out of debt faster, better credit score. There's really nothing else that you want from a credit-related product. So balance transfer cards are actually pretty easy to find. They are offered by almost every major credit card issuer. You're not going to have to go searching for them. They're all over the place. But here's the challenge. They are not generally available for people who have bad credit. So if you've got really low FICO scores, really low Vantage score credit scores, 500s, low 600s, then you may find your options are very limited in that respect, but respectfully, your options are very limited on any credit products in general, because high-risk consumers generally have fewer options and less attractive options. My suggestion is you do a little bit of shopping around and be realistic with your expectations and not expect to find a whole lot of these offers out there waiting for you unless you have really good credit. The better credit you have, the more likely you are to find a balance transfer card that has a longer grace period, meaning the 0% APR period may be longer. 6 months, not uncommon. 9 months, not uncommon. If you start getting into a year to year and a half, those are really the best options because it gives you a longer period of time to pay off the balances that you have transferred into that card. So kind of in summary, I love them, but you got to use them properly. If you use them improperly, they're just delaying the inevitable, which is expensive credit card debt. And if you use them properly, you're going to get out of credit card debt faster, cheaper, and your credit score is going to improve at the same time. So if you have any questions about balance transfer cards, drop them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get to them. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.